Greetings everyone, welcome to my sketchbook. Sometimes I just like to sit down and draw. And it doesn't have to be anything in particular. So, the first thing that pops into my head, kind of, is that I'm going to, well, maybe I could use these. I don't know. I'm just going to set that aside, actually. Let's see if I can figure out a human face. Kind of disappointed with something. Yeah, I don't know. Let's find out. Ooh, did I just get... Look at that, I got ink on my finger. All right, well, we're going to let this kind of zoom in a little bit here. Hopefully I don't just shut the camera off because I'm pretty good at doing that. And doodle away. As I often will do, I will start with the eyes. So I hope everyone's having a good day so far. It's a strange thing once in a while to just think that the seasons change for whatever reason and that, well, it's supposed to be that way. And it's not always a fun thing. I mean, I'm kind of prepared for it and I do climatize reasonably well, but it's a transitional thing that I don't always enjoy. It's almost like, well, summer's long gone. You know that somewhere along the way, summer will come back again. Fall is fall, and winter's almost here. You try to do fun stuff every once in a while. I'm gonna move that up a little bit. See if that will kind of lock down again. What's floating in my head at the moment, I think, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really looking forward to certain kind of winter things. I used to like snowboarding. That was always fun. But for some reason, I got out of it a while ago. And maybe it's because I don't really recover from like bruises the same way as I used to. So, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this face. I may just kind of stop this. I don't really know where I'm going with it. But I'm just letting the pen kind of move around. Yes, I don't know. No real plan when I sat down and picked up my pen and opened my inkwell. It's fun once in a while to just kind of let that kind of stuff happen. And after a while, you kind of think to yourself, I just need to keep putting some more time into this thing. Maybe I can get something out of it. I find that over the years, that happens a lot with me, where I will be like, do I want to keep investing in whatever is happening on the page kind of thing? And sometimes a little doodle gets more time put into it, and then there becomes something that you learn from it. That happens. And to me, that's kind of what doodling really does and what sketchbook kind of stuff really does. What if I let this become something else? What if I look at this face and say, well, could I introduce technology to this face? Could I don't know. What could I do to change something of that? What if we set up, hmm, hmm, kind of like a halo of something? Let's give a collared shirt here. Okay. Is that kind of blurry or is that just, I don't know where that's going. What if we change something in the hair and we put something that starts off like a pigtail, but we'll add something square there. And we'll try to think about something as we go. What if we add a square here? What if we add kind of a circle here? Then it becomes almost like maybe this could be a news anchor. We'll have some future language thing going on here or something, I don't know. There was a point when linguistic, I don't know what you want to call people that really follow that stuff. There's a name for that. But anyway, at one time they were thinking, well, we could probably combine uh, languages to make a one unified language. Uh, we've kind of moved past that a little bit, but I think it was called Esperanto or Esperanto. Esperante? Anyway. But now you have certain types of software that can look at facial expressions, that can actually uh, translate many different languages. So, I mean, having a unified language, I don't know, it's not like a worrisome Tower of Babel kind of thing. We can find ways of talking to each other now. Oh, let's see. I don't always do the little sketching lines with individual little strokes, but sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just make light little movements. If anything seems familiar there, that's all right. I'm not writing in Elven. I'm just letting strange determination happen. An artist I know who goes by the name Silverwing, who sometimes will bring a language of light into what they do. It's kind of remarkable. Some part of this seems to be turning into a hand. Sometimes when you watch a movie or a TV show, they'll have in the props some sort of like, oh, it could be a newspaper or a book, but it has this sort of kind of artistic language, and you're not really meant to read it. But sometimes real words or real phrases are put in there, and it could be like part of the script, or it could be the names of some of the people that are working on the film. It's just kind of a funny thing. So, sometime back in the 1980s, when home video was like a big deal thing, and you would get movies. I mean, home movies existed before that, but it was kind of started to become a big deal thing with VHS. You could go rent a movie, and more so than any other time before that. Otherwise, it was like a reel to reel thing. Oh, that's my buddy Neville telling me that it's been over 12 minutes so far. He's a funny guy. Sometimes cats know things or they see things. I think I talked about this many times before. Uh, in nature, and you watch this in Jurassic Park, sometimes the best way to be invisible is to not move. But I think sometimes cats see things that move that we do not. Perhaps another dimension, or they see residual energies. That's possible. Wouldn't that be interesting, actually? Cats are funny. And what's interesting about this hand, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I have that hand there, to be honest with you. It's really strange that I have that hand there. Doodles are strange. I think in the next video, it might be interesting if I find a way to maybe draw. Oh, I have a little bunny rabbit there. Some sort of creatures, or I don't know. I mean, sometimes it's good to have a plan when you sit down to just try to figure out things. What do we have going on over here? I think in some ways, if you've been on this channel before, you know that I just kind of do like a brain dump once in a while, where I'm just thinking about stuff, and then I try to let things get out of my head so that they don't just stay in there. Maybe this is like one of those things. Just kind of want something, you go with the flow, you create a little vignette, a little picture of something. Like, I don't think I have the ability to see into other spaces and time, or sometimes you might have something that floats around inside your head that could be from movies or television shows or something you read in a book that you let your mind's eye get into. That can happen. I know with music it happens like that too, where you're not really paying attention and there's a familiar sort of melody and you wonder if you've heard it before. Or sometimes you're even playing something and you manage to mimic something that could have happened or heard. I remember watching some movie a long time ago, and there was a song that played, and but it was kind of like a tavern. It was in a tavern, and maybe it was in Ireland. Maybe it's possible, and the people were singing it, and I didn't have the ability to look it up or whatever it was, and it just sort of drifted away. And then sometime later, I'd learned that it was uh, Tom Waits, and I think the song was Beautiful When You Dream, something like that. It was just, it played almost like a memory, and that was really neat. That happens. Such a strange thing, memory. Sometimes you get little false memories too, and that can happen. Where you're under the impression that you may have lived through something when you had not. Not that it was implanted, or sometimes your mind has ways of developing escape plans for you, for when you see something that you weren't quite ready for. That happens too. Coping mechanisms of sorts. So I've created a strange little vignette here. Just a little view, a single, well, I'd call it a single panel of almost nonsense. But we'll let it kind of come to an end naturally. I think that'll be it. All right, folks. Have a great day. Ciao for now.